I'm Banks.
I'm Josh.
Odd places going.
Viral.
Mm-hmm.
So I have an existential question for you.
Okay.
At least we're going to start here and see where it goes. You ready?
Yep. Hit me.
Is it potato or potato?
I say potato. Uh,
Why is it potato?
I say potato unless you say potato, and then I say potato. So that's how it works for me. Same with
Okay.
same with tomato.
Yeah,
Why is it potato? I don't know, because I've heard it. I've heard potato more times than I've heard potato.
exactly. See, there's the reason.
I've heard it more.
You just heard it more. It doesn't mean it's right. It doesn't mean it's wrong. Just because you've heard it more, just because that's how
Mm-hmm.
you were taught,
Mm-hmm.
that is your truth. That is your reality.
Don't tell me we're going into lies now, aren't we? We're going if we hear a lie enough
How
times. No, all right.
about maybe not lies, maybe unintentional lying? That's really what we're talking about.
That I
It's not.
hear on. Is it me
Yeah,
that's unconditional lying?
unintentional. Well, if you
Unintentional.
say if you say it's potato, that's your decision, right? It's potato.
Right.
If it's not though, you don't even know. All you
Is
know is that's what I was told.
is it potato? Is it really
I
potato?
don't know. I don't know. I'm not even willing to make a decision on it because I really don't know.
Okay. All right. Um, I mean, okay. So what is your point? Your point is that we hear something enough times that we believe it, correct?
Yes.
However, in this regard, if I looked it up right now and found out that it means potato is the proper way, I would know that from now on, and I would say potato. So I'd be like, I'm just going to change it. I'm just going to be on the right side here, correct side.
Not the right side, the correct side.
Correct side. Yes.
Well, there is something to be said. There's actually a scientific theory called the illusory truth effect, which says the more time is something repeated, the more that you believe it. And I just find it's fascinating.
Well, I mean, in the forecast and the environment that we're in right now, the end of a political election, hopefully, um, we have been told many things. I mean, what was it? 126,000 ads from one party were on the TV or were aired in Florida. 126,000 since April something to October 22nd. So, I mean, you hear something enough times, you just believe it. I mean, you just like, okay, I believe that. And that's where kind of these theories, suspicions come into play.
Think about how dangerous that is. And by the way, the researchers that did this, I looked up the study. The researchers, they were doing stuff like the sky is green. They were doing stuff so obviously wrong, but people started doubting themselves. They're like, well, I guess it is kind of greenish, or it could be. They started convincing themselves that the sky was freaking green.
Okay.
Like it was
Okay.
unbelievable. I'm not talking about like obvious lies, obvious untruths.
Okay.
I couldn't tell the difference anymore.
All right. So it's a blue sky, definitely a blue sky, and
Well,
they're
unless there's
saying
clouds and it's white.
okay.
I mean,
and then they say it's green, and then they say it enough times that the subjects believe it. Oh yeah, I can see a little greenish. Yeah, it's greenish in this
yeah.
area.
Well, there's a process too. There's the doubt. You start to doubt. Like I'm pretty sure it's blue. Well, I thought it was blue, and then you start going through these stages, and then eventually you just like, all right, I guess it is green.
Okay, does it really matter?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Well, in voting, does it not matter for voting? When you're trying to choose the best candidate, shouldn't you have factual information? Shouldn't you?
I agree. And I err. I don't err. It's the voter who is responsible for getting the facts. are
Yeah.
getting the information. It's not up to anybody else. Every voter needs to do the research and go, hey, this is what's happening. This is the truth. And then they can go.
Yes. And why can't there also be standards on psychological manipulation from the press, from these candidates? So yes, I agree with you. It is up to us, but should we allow psychological manipulation, things that we know affect human behavior,
I'm
to
not,
to
I'm not, I'm not going to be I'm not going to be the victim in this. I'm going to get the facts and figure it out and go, okay. And then my friends or people close to me that ask me, I'm like, this is what I found factual. If we poo-poo like, oh my gosh, there's so much disinformation, misinformation, who is eating that garbage up? Who is eating it up? It's the people that want to believe something that they want to believe. And that's as simple as it is. And when they don't want to believe it, they won't believe it anymore. Not a victim.
Let me put this in a different context. You go to a doctor. The doctor says, I think you need surgery, or you should do this. I mean, at some point, shouldn't you? Isn't it okay to take the doctor's advice? They're the expert. They're supposed to know what they're talking about.
I agree. Or get a second opinion.
They're not supposed to lie to you. If they lie to you, it's malpractice.
Yes, a second opinion or a third opinion. Got it. Yes, yeah, that's life and death.
Yeah, you can research yourself. You can go get a second, third opinion. Absolutely, but really, there's a standard doctors have that say if they lie to you, that's malpractice. You can sue them. I'm only asking for the same level of standards with something as important as an informed electorate, as getting correct information from a candidate. That's all.
So who are you going to malpractice? Who are you going to sue?
If a candidate says something knowingly false, obviously knowingly false,
yeah,
they should be held responsible. They should not be allowed. That's all.
And what he can't run? He or she cannot run? I mean, what do you do?
I think we hang them up and throw potatoes at them, or tomatoes. We should shame them in public. I believe in public shaming. I really do. I think that's a good thing for political candidates.
Really? Public shaming?
Yes, public shaming.
Like we throw
Potatoes might be a little too much. Those might be a little too dense. Maybe tomatoes. We could throw tomatoes at them.
You believe in public shaming? Okay, so if you do something wrong, or say
public figures only. I'm not saying you take your kid out and shame them for pissing the bed or something. I'm talking about public figures. Yes.
Which is used with, I think they use it with children abductees, no, children pornography, people who are, don't they? I mean, don't they put those in newspapers and say, in your neighborhood, you have a child?
Yeah, and I'm okay with that. I guess I'm okay with that, but mainly I want for public figures. People we, as the public, give trust, we lend our trust to, and they violate that trust, they ought to be shamed.
Wow, you're harsh, man. You are so harsh. I'm a public figure. I'm an elected official.
Okay, and are you spewing unfactual garbage on purpose to manipulate people?
No.
Then you have nothing to worry about. You have nothing to worry about. By the way,
God.
would you at least admit the sky's a little bit green?
My sky is blue. My sky is all blue. You know what? You know where it's green? It's green at the tree. The tree line is where it's green.
Okay, perfect. So you agree. I got you to agree. The sky is green. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Shaming is harsh. Shaming is really harsh. It's almost like na 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 boo boo. I don't know. I don't know.
But it might be harsh, but it's effective. Because nobody wants to be shamed, right? If that's what it takes to get people in line, to get them to do the right thing with the public trust, yeah, all right. I think that's fantastic. It's effective tool.
All right. So That means okay. What if you slip up and you not knowingly say something false? You slip up.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay, you're in a debate. You
Mm-hmm.
say something false. You're like, and it's not blatant, and you've never said it before. It's the first time you've said it, and you're not
Yep.
sure. However, you go ahead and say it because you're on the spot because you're in a debate. So how many strikes do you get before you get shamed? Your photos on
That's
the
a good
front
question.
page.
I don't know exactly how many strikes, but you definitely don't have to be perfect. We're not looking for perfection. But I tell you what, if you have a pattern of false and terrible misstatements, I think there's some point we just got to be like, come out to the public square for a second. We're putting you up here. I've got some
Tomatoes.
fruit and vegetables, fruit and veg to throw
I've,
your way.
I've boiled some potatoes. I'm Banks.
I'm Josh.
Odd places going.
Viral. Bang.